surprises to see Ethan on the Hattori. Of course, Ethan, long time spear main. On the other side, Santy, a little bit more known for maybe the Val, I would say. But can't fault him for the Petra, will still have those gauntlets.
Now, Santy did indicate that he also might be playing Jae Yun this tournament, so we could see him swap off of this Petra, if it's not working, over onto the Jae Yun. But I expect to see Ethan pretty much completely on this Hattori. That has been his classic pick for a very long time. That's who he's best at. That's who he's known for.
That's where, if you see an Ethan highlight, it is likely with him on the Hattori. But right now, that Hattori is struggling to get open onto Santy. Santy is just finding these gauntlet hits repeatedly, getting this damage built up, and Ethan can make that swap over to the sword.
A little bit of a slower start here compared to the previous set. We are about 45 seconds in. Santy does pick up that kill, but it was just kind of him getting 2 hits and then Ethan getting 1. Santy getting 2 hits, Ethan getting none. So it wasn't this big explosion, but it was bit by bit that Santy chipped away at Ethan's health bar.
Yeah, Santy is just finding these neutral wins,
now
consistently getting more. It's the neutral signature. Ethan able to dodge out to avoid that recovery, but Santy still keeping this gas pedal going. Ethan has not found a response.
Oh my gosh, he almost picked up that recovery too. D-Light into the recovery. Santy takes another stock. That was basically another 45-second stock coming out from Santy. So very consistent so far in this game. The second stock kind of really ramping it up compared to the first. Has those long extended strings. Almost getting through that ground pound from Ethan. The down air comes out. Ethan expecting Santy below him.
I think, if anything, that was supposed to be a gravity cancel downlight. Like, he just kind of mistimed the spot dodge and ran out of iframes to get that into a gravity cancel. But right now, Ethan needs to get this stock off of Santy's side signature. Coming from the far left side, just didn't have enough force behind it. Go. All right, good punish from Ethan. Able to dip underneath that GC downlight and get the recovery. So Ethan gonna at least deny the 3 stock, but still needs some massive plays here.
That was Santy extending just a little bit too far, and Ethan was there to punish him. But Santy has so much room to play with. He went for the D-Light into the in-light. Wasn't able to pick it up. Ethan starting to control more of this game. He's punishing a lot of landings from Santy.
Yeah, it's so crazy that Santy was able to do so well on those initial stocks, considering the fact that Spear generally really good at keeping close range weapons out. It has a lot of strong options with like Nair and Neutralite, but now Santy has Ethan on the corner, throwing out all sorts of orb moves, but none of them quite connecting, just denying airspace.
Santy playing very confident, trying to play into Ethan's fear of getting hit by a KO move. That's why he's just throwing out so many options. A lot of them being signatures, but a side sig from Ethan all the way on the edge is going to get that KO. He is still very far behind. It's not going to take much for Santy to find the KO here. He almost knew where that weapon spawn was coming, but maybe he didn't react to it in time to pick it up. Does finally get to it. Ethan without a weapon. Another spawn comes middle of the stage. Santy grabs a pair of gauntlets. Could be the D-Light recovery, and it is for the KO. Santy takes game 1.
Yeah, Ethan was doing a really good job playing safe, but when he committed to that downlight, that backdash from Santy was all he needed to set up for the punish and take game number 1. But you got to give credit to Ethan. If those graphs could come up in time, you would see that Ethan played that last stock like a legend, taking 2 stocks, or 1 and almost a second one off of Santy.
And there you do see that graph. Look how long that final stock was extended by Ethan there. You saw that big blue wedge. Extended that stock, all the damage. That is true. That he was almost able to bring that back with, but Santy was just too much. Now Ethan is the one controlling this game. We haven't even seen a hit onto his stock. Doesn't risk the double D-Light there. Just goes for the single D-Light into the Sair so he can pick up another one.
Untouched?
Is there going to be a weapon toss? No, it's going to be a side air. Clean stock for Ethan, firing back in a big way.
Just playing that spacing game. This is what we were expecting from Ethan. When we were setting up this matchup, we were like, yeah, Ethan, known for his spear play, and it was struggling at the start of game 1, but it looks like he took the time in game 1 to really warm up this spear, and it is doing work now.
Now keep in mind, this is PR11 from Ethan playing into PR7 from Santy. We have a very good set on our hands. We had one dominant beginning to the last game and then a 180-degree dominant start to this game.
Ethan trying to play right underneath Santy, really trying to take advantage of that high movement speed of Hattori. But Santy going to utilize the range of the orb, throwing out those side sigs, those Kamehamehas, trying to keep Ethan back, but Ethan, of course, going to go over it, dodges through the end sig from Santy.
That was a perfect D-Light side air punish from Ethan. Goes for the neutral air. Oh, off of the weapon toss. Gets the bounce to pinball him in for the KO finish. Ethan now 2 stocks up on Santy. What a fireback. What adaptation here in game 2 from Ethan.
That was a very rare on-stage checkmate moment. Santy got stuck between a rock and a hard place and unfortunately got caught, but Santy able to find the response, gets the ground pound to again deny the 3-stock.
Ethan looking fantastic this game. This has me jazzed for what we're going to see as we move into game 3.
Now this set is just only going to get better. Santy again playing that spacing game, respecting the wake up from Ethan. A jump over that downlight. Ethan struggling to start to find hits here. He does get a pogo, gets a side air, and that will disarm Santy. Side sig, and Ethan going to take game number 2 convincingly.
You saw him back up just a little bit. Santy felt he was safe to move in. Out came the side sig that moved Ethan forward, and you saw the raw pickup. Santy only did 242 damage that game. Ethan just completely shut those numbers down. Here you see it. That's the back up. You saw the dodge in, so he was out of iframes, had no dodge, ate the side sig, and he was done.
You're seeing Santy continue to play with this Petra, wants to go in with that defense. Of course, most players, when they're in that 4 in the defense or movement speed, they'll do what they can to try to bring that up to 5. So that's why you're seeing Ethan in the 5 defense, Santy on that 5 defense. For game number 3, we're going over to Demon Island.
Now, Santy is ranked number 2 in the world for ELO currently. I'm trying to look at what his level is with Petra. It is a level 39, so a pretty highly leveled Petra, but that's not going to be anywhere near Ethan's Hattori.
I mean, yeah, Ethan is a dedicated Hattori main. Meanwhile, Santy has played a couple of other characters, of course, again, known for the Val in 2v2s alongside Simba. Right now, though, Petra looking pretty clean. Good neutral light, gives him some stage control, but Ethan with the wake up, that gravity cancel side light, gets himself back onto the stage.
So we had a strong game 1 for Santy, a strong game 2 for Ethan, and now a very even game as we move into game 3. Santy is definitely ahead, hitting multiple side airs back and forth. The weapon toss is going to give Ethan free landing there against Santy as the signature came out. He's looking for the KO. He hasn't found the KO move yet. Look at how much space is between those players, but Santy continuing to find the D-Light recovery KOs.
Yeah, and this being able to have that consistency, able to utilize that downlight, which is the longest reaching grounded move for the gauntlets, is going to be really nice for Santy. Meanwhile, Ethan now trying to find the stock finisher. It's usually been those side signatures on the spear that have been able to finish off these stocks of Santy, and now that he's on the sword, can he get the downlight recovery?
He's looking for it. You saw that one come out, was punished. You saw him jump right after. Oh, Santy might be taking a big lead here. This even game is suddenly not so even, but Ethan does find the ground pound to get the KO. He's not too far behind. Next time he gets hit, we'll see if he's even orange yet.
Yeah, you saw the second Santy missed that side air in the offstage engagement. Ethan had the control. He had the stage, and Santy was the one who was trying to fight his way back. Meanwhile, Santy still has that damage advantage over Ethan. You're seeing him play a little bit more kind of back and forth with the movement.
Yeah, a lot of times when he's backing up like that, expect the dash attack forward. You saw the dash sidelights when he was unarmed. When he has gauntlets in his hands, definitely expect the dash D-light. That time he went for a jump neutral air, expecting Ethan to be high. Back-to-back in-lights, forcing Santy onto the side. Is there going to be a weapon toss, or is there going to be more of a commitment? No, he waits. Ethan actually gets behind him. Oh, he didn't quite get the KO there. Ethan is going to get the option to add up more damage. Side sig comes out, turning Santy red. Nice dare. Is the weapon toss down coming? No, it's going to be the safe ground pound to make sure he's going to get the hit there. Ethan now barely in the lead, but the lead here is very important for him. Santy does not have a weapon. Where's the spawn coming in? It's right there. Santy is able to grab the orb. We'll see if he finds a sidelight side air.
Yeah, this stock advantage is an opportunity. Any damage put out on Ethan's stock is going to be in Ethan's favor as long as he can get damage back on to Santy. But in the offstage, Santy does not find the side air. Ethan able to slip past that one, and he keeps the stock alive. Doesn't even want this weapon pickup just yet. Look at him go in unarmed.
Interesting choice here coming out from Ethan. It's definitely paying off for him. I don't know if that's Santy maybe being a little bit afraid that Ethan's just on top of him. He doesn't really know how to deal with it when he has orb. Like, he has orb, neutral air, he has the side air. Some of those he was throwing, but he wasn't finding connections with him. Again, no. Ethan on top of Santy, and Santy is struggling.
I think it really tripped up Santy that Ethan was not concerned with a weapon at all. Like, Ethan was just going in, and Santy's like, no, this is Brawlhalla. Each legend gets 2 weapons. You're supposed to go for one. Santy stuck on this corner now. Ethan gonna back up as Santy goes for the high recovery, but he's still denying Santy these touches. All that Santy's been able to touch is these walls.
Oh, backing up, overspacing that signature. But Santy, before he got hit, out came the neutral light. He's finding some more damage here, making this lead from Ethan a little bit smaller. D-Light side air is going to finish it up. Ethan takes the game. It started looking like it was in Santy's favor, but then Ethan got the lead, held the lead, and now he's 2-1 in the set.
Now we're seeing Santy forced over to the Asuri for game number 4. Going to be bringing out a sword, a carryover from that Val pick, and bringing over some Katars.
So now he's picking a character that is going to more match Ethan's Hattori in terms of level. This is his most leveled character by far, coming in at level 97 on this Asuri. Even though he didn't really indicate that he might be playing this as a pick, it's definitely a welcome pick to see. A classic comfort pick.
This is some vintage Santy coming out with the Gala colors. It's a nice neutral light, down light. Able to connect with the down air. Ethan with a spot dodge, but Santy just slightly off on the timing. Couldn't quite lead into that recovery, but he's still finding these openings. Looking like a repeat of how game 1 went, where Santy was just winning out in neutral, getting more openers onto Ethan.
Now if you see Ethan without a weapon and he tries to stay stacked on Santy, I don't think Ethan's quite going to have the success that he did. You saw that that big toss that Santy, he's like, oh, no, and he wasn't able to get over to it.
It's like he's running forward and it slips out of his hand and you just see him just grasping at it, trying to catch it. Nice punish from underneath, though. Able to utilize that soft platform and a downlight recovery. Not quite enough.
Oh! Picks up that later swipe of the side air. Doesn't find the down air. Ethan gets priority. Double recoveries coming out. Both players in the red. The dare almost making contact. Oh. These moves that don't KO quite yet are coming out from Santy. Somehow Ethan finds the recovery there. Santy's looking for the KO option. It's a neutral light from the middle of the stage. If he hit it on the edge like he did before, it finally would have KO'd. Unarmed side light. Ethan has the weapon advantage. Easy D-light side air for Ethan.
Yeah, that was Santy recovering a little bit too high, and Ethan was right there ready to punish. If Santy had recovered lower, Ethan wouldn't have been able to do much about it, but Santy still finds a downlight recovery of his own. Going to keep this one close for game number 4.
Katars in hand for Santy. Weapon spawn comes in. He's waiting right on top of it. Expects Ethan to come in. Hits the perfect in light. Continues his string. Getting 3 and 4 more hits. Has just a little bit of a damage lead here.
Quite connect with the neutral light. Ethan finds the sword neutral light off that weapon toss to open up Santy. Santy still going for these aerial approaches. You can see him kind of jump twice, go for these down airs. Ethan doesn't really have a strong anti-air tool. Instead, he'll have to back up and punish those landings from Santy if that's how this plays out.
Yeah, he's overspacing a lot of the options that Santy has. Definitely with those dares. You saw him do it multiple times. Backdashing because he knows he has sword range, specifically with the D-Light. You see how far he can reach with that? That is going to outrange most moves from Katars, at least laterally left and right.
And that's one of the reasons why you're seeing Santy opt to go for the sword versus sword against Ethan. Again, backing up, punishing the approach from Ethan. Not the strongest punish, though, just a little bit of a sidelight.
And now Ethan's going to swap over to the spear, so he's again, even when Santy has the sword, still going to have a range advantage here. Double recoveries for the KO. Ethan back in the lead. juggling his weapons, going to stick with the spear here, going to give him range advantage no matter what weapon Santy has in his kit. If Santy gets on top of him with the Katars, Ethan always has that spear nair. If he has the time to get the startup frames out, he has the spear nair there to get Santy on top of him.
And now again, you're seeing Santy stuck onto this corner. Ethan not going to go hyper-aggressive instead, just wants to chip away at Santy's final stock here, because this is the last stock between Ethan and a top 8 winner's side.
See the D-Light side air that came out from Ethan. Santy recovered back to that soft platform. I was almost expecting another one to come out. Back-to-back nairs. Ethan expecting him to be to the left. Santy finding some juggle option. Needs a KO. D-Light into the recovery for the KO option. We are on final stocks here, ladies and gentlemen, in Game 4 with Ethan up 2-1 in the set. Weapon spawn comes in. He grabs it right off the bat, and it is a spear.
You see Ethan again playing that movement speed game, rotating all the way to the other side, having Santy chase him. Nice pogo to punish the end sig. Side sig, and Ethan gonna take game number 4, beating out Santy 3-1 to earn his spot in the winners side of top 8 to go up against Snowy.
And even after the swap to the Asuri, Ethan still pretty confidently takes that game as well. He was only in the yellow at the end of that game when he got the victory. You're seeing the replay here. He waited for the D-Light after that side light. Even though he got the hit, he waited for it. And yet another time when Ethan has gotten a KO with the Hattori side spear signature right on that left side. He loves to favor that one on the left side. You didn't see nearly as many even attempts for it on the right. So that seems to be maybe a left-centric KO option for Ethan.
Very interesting considering it's just...